I ended up getting into another halfway. I was using in the halfway because my girl went to the other halfway. I go in there and I was high that day. He's full blown recovery, bro. And so is his boy, which later became my sponsor. They call me in the back of the garage. He's like, you want to tell us something? And I'm like, yeah, I'm high. He's like, bro, you're living at my dad's halfway. You're painting this image that you've been in recovery and you're twacked out of your mind right now. It's Fetty. And I tried to deny it. He knew. That day was our home group in Delray. And he's like, all right, so, I'm gonna still let you go to the meeting. And I remember being in the truck. It was like four of us in the truck, and we're on the highway, and he turned the radio down. And he looked at me through the rear view. He's like, bro, like, what is it gonna take? And I'm like, and this is calling me out in front of four other dudes in recovery. And bro, I just broke down in tears. I'm like, I don't know what it's gonna take, bro. Like, I don't know. I said, I've tried. I don't know what to do. He's like, listen, this is what we're going to do. He's like, you're going to go to this meeting. You're going to pay attention. You're going to raise your hand in our home group and you're going to let them know where you're at today. And I did that, bro. And I said, I just relapsed. This is where I'm at. He's like, after you're going to have about 7 brothers, come up to you and talk you in a detox. And that's what they did, bro. And I tried to talk my way out of it. I was like, it was just one night, And they're like, listen, what do you, like, this is like 6 dudes, all with multiple years in recovery. They're like, the job's not going nowhere. The dope dealer's not going nowhere. One dude's like, if you go to treatment and you get out and you still want to get high, I'll buy your first bag. Like, because he knew I wouldn't, when I got out. Remember, I ended up going to detox and I got out. My boy that called me on my shit, that owned the office, he's like, hey, he's like, so now you went to detox. I got out. I'm living at another halfway, a good one. And he's like, what I want you to do is I want you to reach out to my boy, Rob, right? I want you to reach out to Rob. And I want you to do everything that Rob tells you to do. Right? He's like, Alan. He looks back at me. He's like, bro, I got 3 years sober. I promise you, if you give AA your life for the first year, it'll give you a life beyond your wildest dreams. He's like, bro, I'm 26 years old. He's like, I'm successful. I got a business. He's like, you see me take my 3-year-old daughter to work or to daycare every morning. You see, I just opened a phone room. You see, like, I always got money in my pocket, not to brag, just to show you what you can have. And he was like, so do everything Rob tells you to do. So I called Rob. I'm like, hey, Rob, will you sponsor me? He's like, yeah. And he's like, we're going to start steps immediately. So, we got into step 1, and he asked me some qualifying questions. Like, absolutely, I'm powerless, I can't stop. And, once I start, there's never enough. Then I did 2 and 3. And he's like, all right, now it's time to give it over to God. And I gave it over to God, bro, because I always believed in God. I just had a problem trusting God. So I gave my life over to God, bro, of my own understanding, not like, Buddhist, Muslim, just my own understanding.